This Mk2 XR2 is completely rotten. We previously uncovered all the hidden rust to reveal just how big of a job this really is. In the last video, we repaired the inner and outer seals, the inner wings and the battery tray, but the worst parts are definitely still ahead. Can I actually save this XR2? Well, I guess we're gonna find out. Time to move on to some of the bigger repairs on the car. First job being the driver's side floor pan. There's a lot of rot going on here, but we have got a replacement pan for it. So let's start having a look and seeing how we're going to attack this. So this is the floor pan we're going to be fitting. It's another one from Magnum Panels, and this is another one that came with the car. So I think the first thing to do is to have a look at where this is actually going to join to. I would like to kind of weld it to the flat bit there to make it a bit easier to grind it back afterwards. But we're not going to know till we get this sound deadening off where the good metal is. A lot of people say dry ice is the best for this, but I don't have any, so we're going to use a heat gun and a scraper. It's not the nicest of jobs, but luckily, in some places this was fairly brittle, so it didn't come off too bad. While I had the heat gun out, I've done the rear floors and the passenger side as well, as these will need attention too, because as you've guessed it, they're rotten. It does leave a bit of sticky residue behind. So I get the wire knot cup on the grinder and I use this to remove the worst of it. Right, all the sound deadening is out. I've ran the wire wheel over it as well, just to get rid of some of the sticky stuff. I've just cleaned up along here. I think that's where we're going to cut. The metal looks good. Up at the bulkhead, maybe across there. I want to try and come underneath that. And obviously our floor pan's got a big lip on here, so we'll cut all that rot out along there. That'll take care of that. I've cleaned up the back as well. I'm gonna have to strip back underneath to assess this, because there is pitting there and round there. Obviously we know we've got to sort that out, but I'll have to strip out all the stone chip underneath to see if that pitting goes right through or not, and then we can determine what we're going to do there. This bit here doesn't look that bad, but on the other side it does, so we will put a plate in there. So let's make a start on getting this floor pan out. So first up is that favourite job of mine, drilling out the spot welds. A couple of them were hard to find, but we got there in the end. Along that centre cross member, along the back of the floor pan, I can't quite get the drill in here and get the spot weld drill on them. So what I'm doing, I'm just doing a little pilot hole in each one, and then I'll change over to the hole saw type cutter, and that should be enough to get in there and get them out. Once I'm happy they're all drilled out, I can now attack this with the grinder. So I'm not going to cut the whole thing out just to start with, I'm just getting the majority out, and then I can place the new floor pan in there and see exactly where we need to cut. I'm not going to put any braces across the door aperture at this point. I know a lot of people will have their own opinions on this, but it's held with the outer seal, the inner seal, that centre cross member, the tunnel, the bulkhead. I'm happy it's not going anywhere, so this is how I'm doing it. Right, okay, I think we're somewhere good there. Let's give you a little look. Ooh, look at my shiny floor pan. Well, unfortunately, that's not actually fitted yet. But that's where we're up to. So I'll now have a look at that pan, see where I'm going to cut the pan, see where I'm going to cut along there, blah blah blah. But what did please me was this kind of chassis rail. Doesn't look too bad. Most of this is just surface rust. And I have attacked that with a couple of screwdrivers and nothing's gone through it yet. So I think a bit of treatment and that'll be alright. Got the XR2 on its side because we need to cut the floor away from under that cross member. I can't really see from the other side where to cut it, so I'm going to have to cut it from this side. But first, I'm going to have to get all this off, and while I'm there, I might as well do the rear as well. So it's like the front wheel arch that I still haven't scraped back yet. I keep putting it off because it's a horrible, horrible, messy job, but let's crack on and do it. Well, what a job. Well, that's that clean back anyway. I know a lot of people will say, why don't you just get it dipped or blasted and epoxied? Well, that's great. I mean, I'd love to, but being realistic, I haven't got the time or the money. I'd have to find somewhere local to me to get it blasted. I'd have to get it down there, and then it's the cost of it all. So this is what I'm doing. It does work. It's just a long, slow, messy process. Let's carry on. So I think I'm somewhere close to where I want to be. I've now got that mocked out. I just need to cut along here and along here, and then trim that side in. I'll show you the other side. So it did escalate as always. I've ended up cutting the second piece of the chassis rail out. I'll show you why. So those two overlap. That sits on the inside of that, but I had to cut that out so I can tuck my floor in there and see exactly where to cut it. And then up here, obviously that was a bit grotty there, so I cut that out as well, but that's a simple patch, and that will be done with this edge along here. The good thing about cutting that out is this is all dented, so I can straighten all that out and I can get that all treated in there before the rest of the leg goes in. There's a lot of prep to do before this floor pan can actually get welded in. So first up, clamp it in place, turn the car over, and now I can mark out the final cut on that back edge. With that done, I remove the pan and cut this out. Also, on the front in the wheel arch here, I'm going to cut this bit out now because it's easier to do without the floor pan in, and then I'll come back to this and we'll weld this up once the floor pan is in. Now I can go through, clean up all the areas where we're going to be welding. After this is done, I can then set about this chassis rail. So just using the hammer and dolly to knock out those dents I spoke about earlier. Then I give this a quick wire brush just to remove the loose rust, and now I can set about it with the treatment. So I'm doing this on both pieces and any areas that I can't access again. While I'm waiting for the treatment to dry, I can now turn my attention to the floor pan. So first up, just going along that edge that's going to be welded to the inner seal, so I can use the new joggler here to put my holes in. Then I clean up all the areas where I'm going to weld, and then it's just a simple case of weld-through primer where it's needed. Again, I do this on the chassis rails as well, and I think we're good to go. I'm just waiting for this treatment to dry and a bit of weld-through primer, and I was thinking to myself, this is going to be a pretty short video, because a thing happened and I got distracted. So once this is all dry, we'll get it clamped in place and get it welded up. Right, this is going to be a bit of an awkward one because that's the only place I can really clamp it. It's the only big clamp I've got, so I'll have to hold it, push it down. We have to do a bit of left-handed welding, but let's see what we can do. We are pretty much tacked in. It did move at some point, so that was overlapping there. So I've just ran the grinder through it, so now I can pull them flush. Just need to finish the cut from the underside because I can't get the grinder in there. Right, I've got that back edge sorted and all welded up, and I've welded and cleaned back under where that's going to sit. So I can now get that in. But what I'm going to do, so I can see where it was previously welded, so I'll plug weld it there. I've got a couple of holes in the floor pan, so I'll flip the car over, put some pressure on it so it holds it nice and tight, do those couple of holes, and then I can come back to this side and weld all these ones up. Let's crack on and get this welded. Right, that is all welded up. I'm still struggling a bit with the best settings on the welder for the plug welds, but we got there. So I'd say the underside here is done for the moment. We've still got this jacking point to put in, but I'll get to that with this patch here. So let's flip her over and get this fully welded. So with the chassis rail all welded up, I can now work around this floor pan, getting this welded too. So I'm just trying to stagger where I'm welding, just to avoid building up too much heat and distorting the panel. Albeit with this new welder, it is a lot better with the heat distortion because I can tweak it and control it a lot finer than the previous one. While I've got your attention, I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers and all the nice comments and all that kind of stuff. And a big shout out to Chaz, who's working hard behind the scenes, trying to get this channel going in the right direction. So if you do want to support the channel, consider the channel membership. Here you'll get access to videos early, you'll get members only videos, And we'll also be putting on some more raw, nitty-gritty videos that are less edited, amongst other things. So we've got loads coming up, we've got more exciting projects, we've still got the big Super road trip, so keep an eye out for that. And if you don't fancy the membership, just consider subscribing, that also helps. Anyway, back to the floor pan. Right, we are all welded up, ground back, and looking good. So yeah, that's come out all right actually. Pretty pleased with that. Underside as well, all looking good. I've cleaned that back as, you know, as far as I'm gonna go with it. I don't want to take out all the penetration. It makes me laugh because every time you turn this car over, a bit more of it is lying on the floor afterwards, but we'll get there, we'll get there. But yeah, that took a while to clean that back. I'm gonna go in and have a shower and get back on this tomorrow. Right, it is the next day and I'm back on the XR2, so we're gonna have a look at this area here now. So this area here we need to sort out. So I'm not entirely sure what this bit is gonna look like because that's all that I've got left. So now it wraps round onto the floor pan. I've checked the other side, but that's completely rotten too. So I'm gonna bring it to there and curve it round and finish it there. If it's supposed to come further, I don't know. Either way, it's going to be plug welded to that. So we're doing this piece in 2 sections. So first up, first piece, I'm just marking it out, cutting it out, and it's easier to clean this up now before I put any bends or curves into it. So now I can mark out exactly where I want that little curve, and I just work this round with the hammer. Then using the joggler, a couple of holes for the plug welds, and then the holes for the wax oil underneath, I just use the die grinder to elongate them, trying to keep a bit of originality there and make it look like the original. So I'm on to marking out and cutting out my second piece. Now this piece does have a curve in it, so I just offer this up to the car and work it round with a hammer, and that gives me my shape. Then I bend it over in the vise where I think it needs to be, and I can tack this in place along with the second piece. Once these are tacked in, the heat actually makes this a lot easier to form this right round the bottom onto the floor pan. And then I can fully weld it in, again keeping an eye on the heat and just taking my time, cooling it down as I go. And then we attack it with the grinder. So I'm trying to get this as nice as I can. I know it's going to be covered in all the underseal and stone chip, but between the grinder and the die grinder, I want to get it looking somewhere close. And that is job done. We're all welded up and ground back. So that came out all right. I think we can call that area done. And in general, call the front floor pan done. So I think the next job to do really is to look at getting that back in. So I'm thinking the simplest way of doing it is patch that, and then we'll just treat that as a whole separate thing with the rear. So we'll quickly stick a plate in there and then weld that in. Right, so it's just a simple little patch. When that goes in there, bend that over at 90 to plug weld onto the inner seal, and then it's just got this little cutout here that comes around the cross member. So I have got the metal bender, but for this I'm not going to bother setting that up. It's one little bend, so we can just do this in the vise. Bent at 90. Right, that's our piece. Hole in it for the plug weld, and then that should sit in something like that. How hard could it be? While I'm waiting for the primer to dry on the other piece, we need to rescue the jacking point off of that old bit of floor. I'm thinking most of it is already drilled out, so it shouldn't be too bad. Right, I've cleaned that up. It's a bit scabby here and there, but I think we'll put a bit of rust treatment on that, and that'll be good to go again. We're good to do a couple of little tacks on that. Same process as normal, tack it in and then work round, trying to keep the heat to a minimum. Right, I think that's held where it needs to be. So I've got to hammer and dolly these bits to get them nice and flat. But yeah, I'm just going to go for it now, keep working around with a hammer, welding it in. Might not look like it, but I am actually cooling this down as I go. So I've got that piece all welded in and cleaned back and primed, but I think I have actually messed up here. This cutout I mentioned round the cross member, It's only supposed to be on the bits that lip up the side of the inner sill there. There is no reason why I should have a gaping hole into the inside of my car. And on this piece, that should have a little return lip on it that comes up and welds onto the sill. So I think we'll just cut a little plate in there, weld that up, and then, yeah, messing around with that jacking point until we get it attached to the sill or seam weld it across there. So that's what it's supposed to look like. But yeah, like I say, that edge had all rotted out on that one. But yeah, we'll do something, we'll make it work. All I know is I don't want a big hole to the inside. And while we're on the subject of holes, 2 more mistakes. This bit here, where I've repaired that kind of, I don't know, A-post panel, that should be sealed off. That shouldn't be a hole either, so we'll put a piece in there and just make it look like that. And I seem to have bent it at some point. And then the other mistake, this should have 1, 2, 3 holes. I think they're for wax oil, maybe, something like that. Is it going to matter? Probably not, but it would have been nice to try and keep it as factory looking as possible. Okay, so I got my little piece cut and clamped in, ready to go. So let's quickly weld that in. Just like that, all welded in. So I can now carry on with that actual jacking point now, which is here. So I have welded a little plate in there to repair that because that was a bit too scabby. And I've just brought this edge out a bit. I'm not going to do a full kind of bent round lip. I'm just going to seam weld that across there. So that being said, and it's in. So I've given that all of the grease and I've put a bit of the old primer on it. So I'm using this epoxy aerosol primer. If it is actually epoxy, I don't know. But what I do know, it does seem to be very tough. So testing that out, we'll see how we get on with that. That is that floor pan totally done. So I'm really happy with the results. I think now I'm ready to move on to the back section. But yeah, from, you know, looking like that, where it was probably actually worse than that, to that, I think we've done all right. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff, and we'll see you in the next one.